recording?
Hey. Now that we
Yeah, okay. I'm professional. I can do
I am
this,
I am apparently I am not a professional. So if you're just tuning into this, we were talking about how old we were and talking about me being older than you and blowing up Alex Valle and I can't remember. But now that we're actually recording,
yes,
this is going to go up exactly how it is, by the way. Now that we're actually recording, he was talking, GamerBee here was talking about
What's the question?
When you were young and how you got started playing fighting games.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to do the even shorter abridged version.
Even shorter.
Of the
I've tried to I hope I can do it really good this time, but it's okay.
Yeah, that was the first. That was just a first take.
So I play fighting the way how I start fighting games because when I was really young, my father he's not in the not home, and I'm the single parents family, right?
Yeah.
And we moving a lot. I don't have much friends.
Yeah.
And I was young. I have really bad temper, and I punch people. I fight a lot of people, and even I punch. Sometimes I punch a girl, but it's not really young.
Very young child,
7,
baby
8,
baby B.
And I start fighting game with I think it's a Street Fighter 2. And when I start fighting game, I become really nice guy. I mean, even I get mad sometimes, or in the schools things that happen. And I don't feel good. I go arcade center and I kick people's ass and when I was young, so I was a 10.
Okay.
And I beat the people junior high school, high school student. Then they get mad.
Yeah.
They would turn out the power. So I lose my my coin.
Oh, turn out the machine.
No. Because we're playing, right?
Yeah.
And I just throw in the coin and beat you up.
Yeah.
And you turn off my power. Because I don't have so much coin. I was kids, right?
Yeah.
Because they can only do that because I'm too young. They couldn't
beat you up?
Yeah, they couldn't beat me up. They can't. They just I understand. Now I understand. They just can't. They don't like me.
Okay.
It's okay. But they just cannot beat me up, so they turn off the power. Yeah, and that makes me really angry. But I don't know. I still feel this. He said if you throw in the coin and beat me, I will turn out the power. I still throw in the coin.
It's funny that you say that because I know that you. We've talked personally. We've talked before too about there was a time where you thought maybe you wanted to retire.
Yeah.
There's been times where you felt like, oh, maybe I'm getting a little old.
Yes.
And you're not. Trust me.
Everyone keeps telling me that.
Look, I'm older than you, and I'm telling you.
Okay.
You're not. You're not too old. I went 2-2 in my Street Fighter pool.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I mean, I'm terrible, and I went 2-2. So if I'm not too old to go 2-2, I think you're fine. And you made what? Top 60. We're here at Evo, by the way, 2017. So you made what? Top
48 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Things like that.
But
it's my worst record ever.
At Evo?
Yes.
How many Evos have you been to?
7 since 2010. Every year I'm here.
What year was it that you got top 8?
The first year is 2010. And I got
the first
top 8.
Evo you got 2000 or you got top 8 in your first Evo.
Yeah.
Wow, what a professional. No, I like I said earlier.
That's why I'm here.
I remember the first time I heard about you was oh, this Adon. My son actually told me. So I don't know if you know this. I have an older son.
I didn't know that.
I have 4 kids total.
You have 4 kids?
So.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you right now. If you ever decide to have kids, just have one or two. Okay.
One or two?
No, my two oldest kids are with my ex.
Okay.
And my two youngest kids are now my girlfriend and I.
Okay.
4 years old and 2 year old.
Okay.
My 4-year-old's the one that's obsessed with Street. I think I tweeted at you once. So he watches YouTube videos of Street Fighter and he copies all the characters. Mm-hmm. And I think I recorded him doing Adon. Once, and I think I tweeted at you.
Is that Danger Junkie? It hit
No, so he does like their what is it?
Pose?
When the
Fighting pose.
Like the win poses, but also like the introduction.
Oh, okay.
Now I'll show you how strong.
Oh yeah. That's good.
And what was it? Oh, so my oldest son, who's 21.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
My oldest son is older than some of the best Street Fighter 5 players.
The someone, yeah.
Yeah. But I remember him saying like, "Oh, this GamerBee guy got like top 8 at Evo."
Yeah.
Back then, I was like, "Oh wow!" And so that's the first time I heard you. So like we were talking about, you've gotten older, you've gone through that period of like you felt like maybe you wanted to retire, and then I obviously you change your mind. PR Balrog has had similar. I've talked to him about similar things. Right now? What keeps you going? What keeps you wanting to play? Do you still want to play?
I still want to play.
You still want to put your quarters or your coins in?
Yes, always.
Okay.
I mean, it's actually not really hard to explain, because if you love something like since you're so young, and even when I am the age I'm right now, I still have the passion about it, to compete, to enter tournament, to show I'm the better player.
Yeah.
Every time, like every tournament, I still feel the same. So that kind of emotion will drag you right here. Yeah. Even we have a lot of thought. We will when we lost, when we has the bridge, the wall we couldn't break. Yeah. Then you will feel like maybe it's about time. Maybe I should focus on something else. I mean, because I left behind so many things, but we could resist our heart, because we know if we doing our job, we spending time with our family, but in deep in your heart, you still want to compete. You feel like when you compete, you are the best, better person, something like that, and you couldn't say no to it. It's so hard. But I have to say, you will have one suffer, and you couldn't like delete it. It's like because you have to make your really important people surround you to sacrifice because of you, and that's something. It makes me like something. Sometimes I feel hard. I feel it's really hard. Because it's making them hard. And I don't really like that.
So speaking of important people, you have a very important person who I see with you almost every time I see you. When you travel to, of course, big events. Your lovely fiance. Juliana. Juliana. Can we talk about the date? I don't know if this is public. Is it public knowledge?
Can we?
Is it?
Okay.
Is this exclusive? Is this public knowledge? Is it revealed?
We don't have like a release, like a really formally.
Is this a world exclusive?
Yeah, we talk to people and talk about it, but we didn't like.
When are you getting married?
We are going to get married in this year, August 30, because it's Street Fighter 30 years anniversary.
That's right.
The same date.
That's right. And the reason I brought that up, because I will never forget Evo 2015. Which I'm sure you won't forget it either.
No.
Obviously, the tournament itself was a very difficult thing to go through. I was there. I was covering it for Red Bull Esports. I remember the amount of stress that I could see like in you while you guys were sitting there trying to sort out the controller issue. You were, if I remember right, you were sort of coming back against Momochi, and you had this momentum, and then the controller thing happened, and then you had to play out the last round, and it went obviously badly for you. But I want to share this with you. I remember the first thing I did at the end of that tournament. I saw Juliana standing sort of off to the side, and she was crying because she's heartbroken. Like it made me cry. Seriously, I was, it was so emotional, and I'd never met either one of you before at that point. But I was close enough that I said, hey, I'm sorry, but he played wonderful. He did so well, and you guys should be proud. And then of course they did the medals and trophies and things, and you guys were able to share your moment. And I think that's when you announced officially that you guys were getting married.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was later on Twitter. I can't remember, but it was that time,
yes.
And I just remember that being. It's still to me, it's special, because I feel like you go to enough of these events, you see enough, especially you see enough of these players that we, and even at home, like our locals, whatever, we build these relationships, right?
Yes.
Fighting game players all over the world, friends, family. So I like that you talked about how important it is to surround yourself with important people.
Yes.
But having said that, does Evo 2015 still? How do you feel about it 2 years later when you think about it?
Right now, I don't regret or I don't feel like bad anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, but in that moment, when after that happened, for over a week, 2 weeks, every day I woke up, the first word I said to my fiance is why did I lose? Why did I not win Evo? Yeah. Every day I was thinking about that. If I thinking stay by myself,
yeah.
I was thinking about that question. And because I play fighting game over than 25 years.
Yeah.
And since I was young, I always looking for bigger stage, bigger tournament, better player, and to try to improve myself. And the Evo is it's like a final destination.
Yeah.
And that was so close. That's the most close moment for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't make it. So that kind of regret is really deep, and it will change you. But when things happen, the moment, the controller things, everything is okay. I mean, when I'm on that kind of stage, I am confident, I'm ready to face any kind of a trouble opponent. So I think I didn't get affected by anything. And Evo, they are really professional.
Sure.
They make the decision right away.
Yeah.
And I think it's by the book, and it's fair. And I know Momochi is saying a few times sorry to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Even it's when we give a trophy.
Yeah.
And
because nobody wants to. Nobody wants to win that, right?
Nobody's. I know. I totally understand.
Yeah.
So I know it's not his fault, but I know he will feel he has the responsibility, but don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very decent fight.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just a result.
Yeah.
And for after 2 years, right now, I don't thinking about it anymore. It's everything start over.
Yeah.
And every time I enter Evo, is I'm the only one player in the 2,600 people, and I want to win. That's it. And I know things will go change, and I might not be able to have a great chance to stand on the grand final again, but I don't want to give up.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, so last year you won what? Japan Cup and
EGX.
EGX.
Yeah.
Japan Cup. Well, I guess it used to be Tokyo Game Show.
Well, yeah, it's Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah,
it's in Tokyo Game Show.
And I mean that's traditionally a very hard tournament.
Like hardest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So to see that success, and I talked to you actually shortly after that. We did email about that, and I don't want to speak for you, but I know that for a lot of people, Street Fighter V is obviously very different, and it's been harder to transition from 4 to 5 for a lot of players. Yes. So then to see you win, 2 very tough tournaments. Did you feel like you were sort of finally, like, with Street Fighter V, that you finally, I guess, were more comfortable with it, if that makes sense? Because it has been hard for a lot of players, right?
To be honest, I still feel uncomfortable in this game because it's kind of the 25 years experience fighting game is not really useful in this game. Because in this game it's more about like taking risk, get reward, and a lot of things is a high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
And I actually thinking the old way we play is like we try to find out what is the low risk, high reward, and using it to get higher winning rate.
Yeah.
But right now, it feel like everyone, like a new player, when they making a decision, they don't think about risk. They only think about reward. They think if I get this one, I hit this one is like a lot of damage. I can kill you. Then he will go for it. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Then it's the kind of mindset I couldn't drop.
Yeah.
Right now, and maybe that's a problem, and because it's that I don't feel comfortable with the game right now. But maybe I should try to learn like a new generation. I should take the risk no matter what, and start to be not caring so much.
Yeah. So you're talking about the sort of high risk, high reward, and you mentioned the amount of experience in Street Fighter overall, not really necessarily applying to Street Fighter V. And one of the things that I've talked about, especially lately, is I think a lot of players who are struggling still think that or haven't adapted to the idea that Street Fighter V is not other Street Fighter games, right? Like the idea that this is not Street Fighter 2, this is not 3-4.
It's not.
It is a different game, and we're trying to make it like Street Fighter 4, or we're trying to play it like Street Fighter 4, try to play it like Street Fighter 3, whatever. And I think for me, I started out with Ryu, and I didn't like any other characters, so I just played him, and it was hard. I hated it.
It's totally different Ryu.
It was
totally
hard.
Different Ryu.
I was trying to play Street Fighter 5 Ryu like I was trying to play Street Fighter 2 or 3 or 4, right? It wasn't until I started playing Colleen that I was having more fun. Look, I'm still not that great, but I'm having more fun with it because she's a very different character. She's nothing like any other Street Fighter. So it's interesting to me to hear you talk about that, and that you're kind of coming to that realization. And the funny thing is this, we're now in year 2 of this game.
Only year 2,
and people are still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, no one can say like they figure out the game out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No one.
And it's interesting to me, like you play Nikali, who, to be fair, he's probably the best Ryu character in the game, right?
Yeah.
Like he has all the tools. He's got the projectile, he's got the DP, right?
Yes.
And in V Trigger, he's the best character in the game. But even though he is probably one of the best characters, top 5, wherever you want to put him, characters in the game, that doesn't automatically translate to I'm going to be very successful, because you still have to figure out, or sort of, I guess, realize that you're playing Street Fighter 5.
Yes.
It's not like we kind of talked a little bit about Tekken 7 the other day. Like Tekken 7 is still very legacy, even though there's some new things. It's great for new players to come in because legacy has always been a problem for new players in Tekken. But it's still very legacy. So as someone who played Tekken 3 a lot, I can get into Tekken 7 and still smash people's face in with Paul.
Yeah, it's easy.
Street Fighter 5 is not like that at all. What do you want? What do you want the most out of Street Fighter 5 right now? If there's something they could do, if Capcom said GamerBee,
I mean,
I'm gonna give. We have an open checkbook. You just write the one thing you want the most.
Okay.
And we'll make it happen.
Make it happen. Give me your champion. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to know how. Just make it happen. Then that's it. No, okay, that's a wish. But to be honest, I have been asking this question again. But I always say I totally understand why Capcom doing this.
Yeah.
And I don't really like the game design right now because I'm probably the old-fashioned player. But I really like the opportunity it brought.
Sure.
Street Fighter 5 in these 2 years giving us all like a pro gamer like opportunity, sponsor, the exposure, those kind of things. We have so much improved than more than like 5 years or 10 years before. It's so fast, and we are in the new generation.
Yeah.
So I kind of trying to thinking the other way is, if this is a new transition for everyone else, because it's for everyone, it's not just for me.
Yeah.
I have to think about that. So it's for everyone, and the only thing I can do is trying to catch out the plan and not get left behind. That's it. As I'm really honest and really fair person. I don't feel. I sometimes feel like frustrated when I play the game, but I will still say the opportunity I see right now is never this like biggest ever.
Yeah. I think it's fair. Like I think it's fair when someone doesn't like the game or whatever, and you express that. Obviously, some people they talk about that in different ways. I know that you're not. You're not the kind of guy that will go on Twitter or really just sort of like put it all out there, like I hate this, that, whatever. There are people that will, and that's fine. But I think it's fair to not like it and to want more, because I think as much as like for me, example, I've been frustrated with it lately, but it's probably more just results-wise, not necessarily that I don't like the game. I actually really like the game. I do. I've played Street Fighter since I was the kid putting quarters in Street Fighter 2, right? So, I mean, I do like Street Fighter 5 as a whole. Yes, there are things that need to be improved. Absolutely. We can all agree on that. But it's fair to say that you don't like it, and I think it's important to talk about the things that we don't like and that we do like about the game, because it gives everyone a better idea of like where we go from here. We got to run to the EVO finals, but I wanted to kind of talk real quick about, you mentioned opportunities. You have been organizing like events more. Yes. There's another Taiwan.
We have our own like tournament in Taiwan. Is Taiwan TW Fighter Major. Then this year we become the premier tournament.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a lot more players.
Yes, of
Combo
course.
Breaker, when it went premiere, it got a lot more players.
I mean, we in Asia, right? So we don't expect like to do like a huge like
We're probably not gonna have like a lot of American players come over, but
after maybe 5 years, 10 years, I want to make EVO like a tournament like EVO in Taiwan.
In Taiwan,
that's my goal, and we are getting better.
Yeah.
So we become premier this year, and so one of the good thing from Capcom Pro Tour is like a lot of resource releasing to the tournament. So in Taiwan, if we have a really good community, we can run this kind of thing and build out the fan base. We don't have those kind of resource before.
Yeah,
you know, we couldn't get resource from our own country because no one done this before.
Sure,
no one believe it. But we get resource from Twitch. We get resource from Capcom. Even we are in Taiwan, and we can build out a new thing and show to like Taiwanese company or Taiwanese government. We could do this, and this is fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Then things will keep happen. That's it. I mean,
what's harder, being a player or organizer?
Hard.
Man, being an organizer is hard. I see I see the stress some of those guys go through.
I mean, it's both hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know. It's a trick question.
It's a trick question, but
it's a difficult question.
Yeah, I mean, being organizer is that a lot of things you don't know.
Yeah.
So you have to start over learning. So it's hard. But as a player, it's like there's no goal.
Yeah.
There's no end.
Right.
So you have to, if you're doing really well this year, you can only have go upper.
Yeah.
Go higher.
Yeah.
Then it's getting harder.
And next year's another year, and the year after is another year.
So it's so hard.
Yeah. Anything else you want to mention before we wrap it up? Anything you want to say?
I want to understand, like, sometimes I feel like how could we combine all the fighting community together, because like I said, we don't get so many resources in Asia, but the small country like Taiwan, maybe Finland, like Sweden, but we still need it because we love fighting game like American. We still have like really hardcore player, top player, but we don't have resource. So since the Capcom Pro Tour starts and I travel so many countries, I know so many people, I kind of feel like if we can combine all the fighting game community, the resource and our force together, maybe it will helping everyone. But I know it's still hard. Yeah, it's just how could we doing that? Because there's one time I had a thought. It's like I know Tekken is a good game. I know King of Fighters is a good game. But all those fighting game company they just want to do their own game. But it's separate. Our player.
Like our communities are always, and it's been this way forever, But our communities are always very segregated, separated, because you're a Street Fighter player, you're a Tekken player, you're a King of Fighters player, and it's still that way. I mean, a lot of us play multiple games, but for the most part, GamerBee, obviously this is, your job, but you play Street Fighter for a living. So there isn't, even for you, there maybe not necessarily be enough time for other games like Injustice or Tekken or whatever. But beyond that, as a community, at the community level, we're still very much in that. Well, Street Fighter is everything and forget everything else. Or Tekken,
So what should we do? I mean, we couldn't combine those games. But like the tournament, like EVO, it combined everything. So everyone has a chance to show up. And that's the things I want to do in Asia, because I want to explore this spirit. I mean, we are all play fighting game, and if we combine all our viewership, all our resource, our volume, like exposure to everyone else, the fighting game can against other esports. We could. We're on ESPN 2 tonight. And the second year in a row, so we're getting there.
We are. I think there's improvement, and I do think that there is still more room for improvement too. So, but more to that question. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're watching this and you have suggestions, I mean,
do something. Help the world.
Get
don't use the don't eat meat. Because global warming. No, I just kidding.
Real quick, What's your favorite place you've ever been?
Place?
Yeah. Not just tournament, but maybe, you know, obviously tournaments are why you go to different countries and cities. But
It's
what's
so many.
what's your favorite?
I mean, my favorite, to be honest, I would say Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, this is because culture, the
Yeah.
food, like everything, like anime, gaming, like this perfect place.
Are you a weeb?
Huh?
Are you a weeb?
Weeb?
A weeaboo?
Weeaboo?
Oh my-
What's that mean?
You don't know?
I don't know what is a weeaboo.
We'll talk about it later.
Ah, okay.
GamerBee's.
No,
Sounds
I'm.
like GamerBee's a
Yo.
weeb.
When I was young, I still watch a lot of anime, like Ranma.
Are you so you? Oh.
Super old. Ranma.
I love Ranma. I love Ranma.
Yeah, I love Ranma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my all-time favorite.
Yes.
People talk about anime now, like you don't know.
Yeah, it's different.
my-
I mean, it's totally different.
My favorite anime is Ranma 1/2. They're like, what's that?
Yes, I mean,
You know, the boy turns into the girl with the hot water.
I think people, the young people right now, they couldn't understand. Like, I don't understand the anime right now. I just can't. I watch it like 10 minutes. I would turn it off.
Yeah, I love Ranma.
Old days.
I'm
Old days. I'm
gonna go home and watch it now. Ranma. Go watch Ranma, and then the next time we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to do this finally.
Yes.
It's always good to see you.
Yes,
and
my
Juliana,
pleasure.
of course, who
Yes.
will break the fourth wall here. Juliana's in the background watching us as we do this. I'm happy for both of you.
Thanks.
I really am. Every time I see you both, it makes me happy to see you because I know you. Like we talked about, you've gone through your ups and downs. And,
Yeah.
But it always feels good to see, you know, people like you, where it's not just the players. You know, it's the families, and we see the couples. You know, my good friend Stephanie Vexani on Twitter. She takes the photographs. She tweeted out the picture she took of you two. Xian and Jen, two of my favorite people ever, and Johnny and Rose.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, the FGC couples, right?
Yeah,
so
FGC couple.
It's always great to see you guys. I hope that you continue to work hard, of course, as a player, but the organizing and the Taiwan TW fighter and beyond, like whatever comes out of that.
Yes.
I think it's great for the community, like you said, just overall the growth. I'm happy that you're happier today. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I watched your last match, and you
much of all.
Yeah, you were not happy.
I'm not.
I was like, I'm not talking to him right now. You stood in the same place for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And the expression didn't change. I'm like, I am not talking to him right now. If he wants to message me later, I know he will message me later. But I'm glad you did. I'm glad we were able to do this because
my pleasure. I mean, after I met so many people in fighting game, and I feel like there's so many like good story beyond fighting game in this community, and we should talk about more.
Absolutely,
about them.
absolutely.
Right? It's good. It's
All
good
right.
for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll talk more hopefully as
In the future.
as the months and years go on.
Yeah. As a Evo champion title, then I can speak more like cocky. For now, I couldn't be cocky.
We'll get there.
Okay,
we'll get
yeah,
there.
we'll get
We'll get there.
Yeah.
And of course, congratulations again to both of you.
Thank you guys.
You're
I will
beautiful
keep you
couple.
I will keep you posted because we will announce it in the future. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to come.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I will send you an invitation and you have to come. Fly to Taiwan.
I would absolutely 100% do that.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
talk more soon.
Talk more.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.